Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make a slope adder like the ones found in ToSS. Now, I don't actually know what they're called. I'm just going to call them slope adder for the sake of this video, but it's actually a lot simpler to make than you might think, and it requires very little scripting knowledge. Before we can actually start making it, I should kind of explain how it works. So, if we move down this little barricade right here, I have this little setup, and there are two slopes right here. One of them is with wedges, and one of them is just a rotated part. And you see this one, the angle is 45 degrees. You can see that right here. And right here, the angle is 25 degrees, and you can see that right here. I can't really show that on the truss, but, or on the wedge rather, but it's there. So, if we were to hit play here, I walk on these angles just fine. And this is how you'd want it normally, but we want our player to slip on these angles, like it does in ToSS. So, as you can see, I walk fine just on both of them. And you might think, okay, how do we make this? It sounds really complicated. It removes your jump, it makes you slide. Well, there's actually a built-in function in Roblox that they used. So if we just go over to workspace, definitely Rubik, which is my character, hit humanoid, we can actually see this property down here called MaxSlopeAngle. And right now it's set to 89, which means anything greater than 89 degrees I slip on, which basically makes it so I can't walk up walls or whatever. But we can change this value. And you see how this angle is 45 degrees. So basically how this property works is, if you have an angle such as 45 degrees, the max slope angle, if we set this to 45 degrees, I can work on it just fine. If you want to slide on it, the max slope angle has to be less than 45 degrees. So we'll just say like 30 degrees, because 30 is less than 45. So now if we were to do this, you slip on it. And the same thing goes for the rotated part. Or if you did it on like a sphere or whatever. Yeah. But as you can see, 30 is greater than 25, so we will not slide on this. And if you wanted to fix this, if you want to make a slide on this, then simply just make this max slope angle value less than 25. So if we just set this to like 15, which means that if there's a 15-degree angle, we could walk on it, but anything greater than 15 degrees would slide like that. This works for wedges just as well. It's exactly the same. And I'm pressing jump right now. I'm holding jump. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm pressing jump, and it's not working, because it just slides me down. There's no way to get out of this sliding thing unless you, like, walk off. Yeah. So that's really important to remember. And if we just set this back to 89, which is the default value, then we're good. So now that we know the basics of max slope angle, how can we actually use this? Well, you might think we have to make a complicated script, or we change the slope angle, but it's actually pretty simple, because there's already an object that kind of does that for us. And that's the speed booster and the speed remover. So if we just copy these out, and we'll just change these to like slope effect adder, and slope effect remover. Alright, so now that you've done that, open up the slope effector adder, or the slope effect adder, go to the client object script, and if you're new to scripting, you might not understand what any of this means. That's okay. You don't really need to understand what any of this means. You just need to know what to change. So, you see this thing that says walk speed here? We're going to replace this with max slope angle. My typing's a little slow. I apologize for that. Max slope angle. And remember how earlier the max slope angle was 89, so we're just gonna set that instead of 16. We're gonna say 89. And that's about it for in simple terms at least. If you want to change this to not be yellow, you can just go in the thing and these you select this. You see these things, select all of them, hit select children, and then change it to the color you want. Let's just say purple. Some things I want to note. First off, the walk speed here is basically you set what the angle you like. So the walk speed is the max slope angle. So right now, if we set this to 30, that means I could go on a slope of 30 or less and not have to worry about it. But a 45-degree angle, like over there, I would slide on. But that one I would not, because it's only 25. Anyway, so that's kind of how you change it. If you want all slopes to affect you, change that to 1. And if you don't want anything to affect you, which I don't know why you would put that, then set that to 89. Okay. So that's out of the way. A few things that I would recommend you change, and it's not required, but if you plan to use speed boosters, then I would change, like anywhere else in what you do, then I would recommend you change this. So, all you need to do is just go find and replace, and find everything that says speed boost, and replace it with, it doesn't matter the name, but name it something you can probably remember. So, max slope reducer, and just hit find and replace all, and there you go. And then do the same exact thing with your slope remover. Just change this from speed boost to max slope reducer, right? That's what we named it. Yes. All right. Find and replace all. And that's about it for this. One thing I will note again is that if you set this boost length to whatever, it to like a really big number, then you won't have to worry about the timing. But if you do want it to only last for a little bit, let's say if you want to do a survival challenge, then in order for the number to appear in the bottom, we're gonna have to do a little more coding. And again, if you're not comfortable doing all this, again, there'll be a model in the description that you can copy. But if you do want to make this on by yourself, then go over to Starter GUI. I'm assuming you've already put in the scripts, which you should have. Go in GUI script, and this might look complicated, but just do exactly as I do, and you'll be fine. So just copy this, paste it down here, and remember this name that you set for this. So max slope reducer, you're gonna copy that, and in this new section you made, which I'll comment this out right there with these borders so you can tell which one I'm working in. You just want to replace anything that says speed boost with that number you have. So slope max reducer. So replace anything that says speed boost in this little area with your name, which I named max slope reducer. So this might seem complicated, and if you can't figure it out, that's okay. You can just use the model in the description. Alright, now you're not completely done yet. You need to come over to this Explorer over here. Duplicate. And we're basically just copying this little text in the corner, so we're just going to name this to speed boost timer. We'll probably just slope here. We'll probably just name it to max slope reducer timer. It again doesn't really matter the name, but just to keep it simple. All right, and then take what you named this, and then just name local. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna say MSR equals P, wait for child, and then just paste what you put there. And then see, all right, you have your variable here. If you don't know what a variable is, that's fine. Just take this text right here after local, but before the equal sign. And then come down here, and everywhere it says SBT, name it MSR instead, or whatever you named your variable. And there you go. So now if you came in here and you set this to, if you set the boost length to like 12, you hit play here. Then this should work just fine. And oh yeah, sorry. One more thing. You can change the color on the text. So if we just go over here. So yeah, you can just change the color on the text here also. Change it to like whatever color you want. And then you can't play here. Probably change the color to whatever you put for here. So I put pink, so I put pink there. So then if I did play here, we load it up and we hit this. It works just fine and it removes it. And then also if we let the timer go out, which might take a bit, and there you go. And now see the effect is gone. But when you go back over here, it will renew. Okay, so that is about it for how to make those. And as you can see, if we remove this barricade, I've kind of set up a little demo here. If you press these, it will work as intended. So this one has a 35 value, so you will only slide down the 45-degree angle. You can remove that right there. This one has a 15, so you slide down this. And same thing works just fine on this side too. And there you go. And oh yeah, one last thing, these things do not affect you if you're on stairs, because it goes off orientation and these stairs are flat. So if you want an idea for players to get around, use stairs if they have the max slope thing anyway. So anyway, might seem a little complicated. It really isn't. You don't really need to know scripting to do this if you copy my tutorial. If you're stuck, you can leave a comment. Use the model in the description if you are feeling unconfident. The model has a bit more optimized code, so the code looks a little different than in this video, but that's just to improve functionality. And what else? Yeah, I hope this tutorial was coherent enough. I've never done one of these. But, yeah, again, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.